If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
Oh, what shit? You dropping this dumb deal.
Bro, let them know
It's a
you
done
going
deal.
on, bro.
Bro, it's a done deal.
Let them know you dropping me,
I'll
bro.
drop you.
No, say it,
Who
nigga.
should actually drop from 1017?
Shout out to real nigga ain't never did no police shit or none of that, bro. Tell them what's going on.
Bro, we just did that. That's done.
What you do?
You dropped. You said you want to be dropped. You dropped.
You
Scrub
signed the
in.
paper
I
and
signed the
everything.
paper. It's done.
This shit, oh, what shit?
When the Gucci Mane tried to leave and Pooh Shiesty said, "You ain't going nowhere," and his homeboy drew down with that Draco, that's kidnapping. A lot of people are under the impression that you have to move someone from one place to another to accomplish kidnapping. That's one part of it. But whenever you stop someone, when someone tries to leave and you stop them with a firearm, then you rob them and get away. That's kidnapping as well. You see? So as soon as Gucci Mane tried to leave, and you ain't going nowhere. You see? And then forced him to say, "Hey man, you know, I'm letting him out his contract and all that." Man, this right here is kidnapping. And when them boys took all the jewelry and all that old type of stuff, you can throw robbery on with that too. Armed robbery. You see what I'm saying? So, no, he ain't, look, Pooh Shiesty is through with. That boy is done. Now, I want y'all to imagine something. Can you imagine being surrounded by some low down dirty dogs that you don't even know, and they got your life in their hands? At any moment, they could have drew down and killed Gucci Mane right then and there. And that's why he was trying to get away from that. But Pooh Shiesty said, "Man, you ain't going nowhere." And his homeboy, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna do what we want you to do. And see, the cold-blooded thing about all that, being that this is all on camera, the prosecution is finna get in front of a jury and say, "Hey, this boy right here is a leader." You see? He's the leader of Chopper Gang. He orchestrated all this. He told Big 30, "Go get my bag." What did Big 30 do? He went to go get the bag. He told Big 30, "Record everything that's going down." What did Big 30 do? He recorded everything going down. He texted other men, even his father, "Hey, come out here and help me facilitate this robbery. Help me commit this robbery." And they did. So the prosecution is going to be able to show the jury, "Hey, Pooh Shiesty is the leader. These guys would not have did none of this if it wasn't for Pooh Shiesty. He told them to do it, and they listened and they followed suit." Why? Because he is the leader of Chopper Gang. You see, this is how your words and stuff like that come back to hunt you. All the raps and stuff where he talking about he the CEO of his gang and all that old type of stuff, all that type of stuff come back to hunt you right now. You see? Now look, don't get me wrong. When you rapping and doing your thing and stuff like that, you got that freedom of speech. And you can do that. You can talk crazy as if you want to. As long as you are not committing any crimes that will corroborate your raps. When you talk about shooting somebody Thursday on the 16th of October, and somebody gets shot on the 16th of October on Thursday, hey, you just corroborated a crime. You can't do that. That type of lyrics, those type of rhymes right there will be used against you in a court of law, because the prosecution can use that to help his case. And that's what's finna happen in this case. They finna point him out as the leader. They finna point him out as a Chopper Gang member. They finna point him out and say, look, he got these guys together to commit this robbery, and it's not gonna look good for him in that courtroom. But guys that, involve themselves in street politics, that are part of gang banging culture, that are part of the street life and stuff like that, they are sitting back and they're backwards thinking and saying that, hey man, I would have did the same thing, man. Play with my money, had me in a contract like that, man, I'm coming through there too. Just like Pooh Shiesty, man. I'm gonna pull a Pooh Shiesty on you if you ever try to beat me out of my money. You see? Because that's the gangster way of doing things. But they're not even thinking. The crazy part about that they're not even thinking about the consequences. All they're thinking about is, man, ain't nobody gonna play me like that, man. I'll do what Pooh Shiesty did. But they're not talking about, hey man, I'm gonna do what Pooh Shiesty did, man, and if I gotta go do the rest of my life in the penitentiary, I'm willing to do that. They ain't saying all that part right there. They just saying, yeah, man, he a stomp down gangster, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what gangsters supposed to do, man. You don't let nobody punk you. You don't let nobody play with your money or nothing like that. You do that, then you go do the rest of your life in the penitentiary. Yeah. But allow me to say something, right? To some of the guys that think like that, or for some of you brothers, young brothers, who are influenced by people that think like that. I would tell you to go to your nearest penitentiary and speak to the guys that are in there for life sentences and ask them if they had a chance to do it all over again, what would they do? And I guarantee you 100% of all of them say, no, I wouldn't do it that way, bro. I think about it a different way. Forget that. I thought them people was playing when they said life. I thought it was a game, but I've been here for 25 years. I ain't gonna leave here until I die. No, I wouldn't have did that. Hell no, I would have went and got a lawyer. I would have tried to talk to Gucci and all that old type of stuff. Every single last one of them. If you got a family member that's doing a lot of time, ask them and see what they tell you. They gonna no, bro, don't do that. Don't go out like Pooh Shiesty. Don't do that. Because you think it's sweet right now, you're gonna get that little fame. People in the hood gonna talk about you for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. The bloggers gonna blog about you for a couple of weeks, for a couple of months. And then after that, you are still remaining in penitentiary. You ain't going nowhere. You still gonna be in the joint. The time gonna be done pass you by. That little clout and that little anger that you had that caused you to spend the rest of your life in prison, you gonna wish you ain't do it. What you just seen is a brand new or up-to-date picture of Pooh Shiesty sitting in the county jail, faced with the rest of his life, possibly spending the rest of his life in a federal penitentiary. Now, what I want y'all to notice about this picture is that, he doesn't seem like he is afraid. He doesn't seem like he's worried or anything like that. He's showing those beautiful gold teeth, got his mouth open and things like that. He seems like he's at home, right? He seems comfortable, right? Now, for anybody in their right mind being put in a situation that he's in right now, the last thing you would want to be doing is showing your gold teeth and acting like as if nothing is really happening to you, right? Let me tell you something. That's all for show. That's all for play. That boy right there is stretched out to the max. You talking about depression? You talking about somebody that's depressed right now? That's Pooh Shiesty. Even though he's sitting up here, trying to act like, all is well and look at my gold teeth and I'm still a gangster and all that old type of stuff. No. As soon as that camera went off, hey, he went back into his depression. As soon as he got from that visit and went back to his cell, he got back into his depression. Anybody that ever been faced with some real time understand what I'm talking about. When you visiting, you like, yeah, you know, you try to keep up that facade for your family, right? For your loved ones. You try to let them know that, hey, don't stress about me. I'm good in here. And that's a lie. Because soon as you leave that visit, they get to closing them doors, bloom, bloom. And then you get back in that cell, your depression starts all back over again. Because then you're faced with reality. You see, now you got to deal with yourself. And them charge papers this thick. You see, and you constantly going through those charge papers. You trying to find a way to wiggle up out of the situation. But you can't. They got you. And not only that, when you like Pooh Shiesty and you fresh out the feds and you get to consuming all these intoxicants in your body, and then you go to the county jail where you can't do that, you got to detox. So that's another thing that's on top of the depression. But not only that, y'all. When that boy look at his charge papers and he see life, he's hurt. He's destroyed. But for his family members and for his fans and all that, hey, he gotta act tough. Because he done built up a image, right? And listen, y'all, I'm telling you, listen to what I'm telling, because I done experienced this before. I done seen it before. I done bear witnessed it with my own two eyes. I done had to comfort some brothers before. Big, strong, wide back, chest, arms, big old brothers. Man, they get in that cell and they face with all that time and break down like a baby. You see what I'm saying? So all that front he doing is, look, it's fake. It's falsehood. When he get back in that cell, all that right there is done with. It's over with. That boy right there can't believe that he crashed out the way that he crashed out. He can't believe it. But we got to understand something. When you full of those intoxicants, when you putting all that madness in your body, and you can't govern it, and you abusing it, it allows you to do dumb shit like Pooh Shiesty. And then once you sit in that county jail like he doing right now, after his withdrawals and all that old type of stuff, he like this here. I can't believe I did that, bro. Then he started getting mad. Why Big 30 keep the phone? Big 30, why you ain't throw that phone away? You seen they came and grabbed me. They grabbed me. Once they grabbed me, Big 30, you supposed to throw that phone in the Mississippi River. Why you still had the phone? You see, he get to blaming people and stuff like that. It ain't his fault no more. It's everybody else's fault, right? He get to blaming people. He mad at his dad right now. Damn, Dad, why did you put the contract on the computer in your email? Why would you put it in your email? Why would you do that, Dad? Now they got the video from Big 30 and they got the contract from my father. Why y'all do that? He don't want to take responsibility. He not looking at himself. He's not looking at all the bad things that he did. He's not thinking to himself that my best thinking to get out of this contract led me, my father, and all my close homeboys to the federal penitentiary. He don't want to think like that. But instead, he want to keep up this image. He want to still look gangster. And you know what? To be honest with you, maybe he do have a mental defect where he really believe in everything that he be saying out his mouth. Because when he got out of jail, you know what? I'm just going to let y'all see it yourself. Check it out. Hey man, say man, that's how you walk that little shit down. Shout out to all the ones who counted me down and not out. The support and love I received on this roller coaster is unmatched. Shout out to all the good men I stomped the yard with like Chris Brown. Shout out to the other selected few rappers whose name hold weight in these fed walls. Dear streets, use me as an example of what keeping it solid and standing on wax look like. Now nobody can fool you or tell you different. I ain't never going. I ain't never went. I stamp it. I'm rich as I ever been. Lit as I ever been. If you don't feel me, kill me. Y'all heard him? Dear streets, use me as an example so y'all can know what keeping it solid look like. Well, Pooh Shiesty, I gotta bring some bad news to you, brother. If you the example of a real street guy, hey, it's a lot of people in trouble. It is a lot of people in trouble. I would like to think in my mind that, the street guys will look at you, and if they would be honest with themselves, they would say, damn, Pooh Shiesty, you a crash dummy. You done tricked off everything for nothing. Because you did all that and ain't got nothing. And now you want the people in the streets to look up to you? Nah, I don't think. I understand that they think backwards, but I don't think they think that backwards. I don't think street guys are gonna look at you and say, yeah, you solid. Because you went to the federal penitentiary and did a couple of years and then came home and then crashed out and lost your empire. Nah, you're not a good example of a street guy. Coming from an ex-street guy myself, I would like to think to myself or say to myself that, nah, brother, you is not a good example. But however, this is the image that he wants. He wants to be seen as a street guy. He wants to be seen as an example. So now, Pooh Shiesty, you have another opportunity like you had the first time. To keep it solid. Don't say nothing. Don't snitch. Don't tell the feds about those old crimes and all that old type of stuff. Don't tell them about the bodies. Yeah. Because y'all do remember he posted on this Instagram, ain't nobody got more bodies than me than Boosie. Now, look. Everybody know, according to, court documents and all that, Boosie was supposed to have like 9 people killed. And he's saying on his Instagram that, look, ain't nobody got more bodies than me. Check it out. It might be one rapper that got more bodies than me. That's Lil Boosie. Sir, what bodies are you talking about? You need to break that down for us a little bit, elaborate a little bit on that, if you will. You said that no one has more bodies than you, except Lil Boosie. We know that Lil Boosie had caught all those murders back in the day. Are you saying that you killed more people, or you had more people killed than Lil Boosie? Is that what you're saying, sir? Look, to the Chopper Gang members, right? Or to anybody that love Pooh Shiesty, why y'all ain't stopped that boy? It's clear to see that this man right here is crashing out. This man right here done lost his mind. As many people that we have seen the feds and the state police use their Instagrams, Facebooks, and other social media sites, you get on a social media site and say, ain't nobody got more bodies than me except Lil Boosie. Like the feds can't decipher that. The state police can't decipher that. You see? Why y'all ain't stopped this boy? Why y'all ain't say, hey, hold on, man. Don't be getting drunk, man, and then getting on Instagram, putting the business out like that. You see? Because look, quiet as kept, man. Look, they say Pooh Shiesty was really like that in them streets. They said that he was really putting belt the ass out there. And if he wasn't, he got a couple of assists where he was on missions and other people done got killed, or some of his homies done killed peoples and stuff like that. And you on a federal website called Instagram bragging about murders. But look, hey, this is what gangsters do. You know, they kill people, they die, or they go to jail. And Pooh Shiesty, he working hard. I mean, he's the hardest working rapper that I have ever seen that want to go to jail. He working hard for it. So don't be sad. Y'all don't be crying and all that old type of stuff about Pooh Shiesty and all that. I don't want to hear no crying, no sniffling, scuffling, none of that type of stuff. That boy right there worked real hard. Hard. To be exactly where he at right now. I got more bodies? Who do that? Who say that? Listen, I thought that gangsters was supposed to keep their mouth closed. I thought gangsters ain't supposed to be talking about unsolved crimes. Now, even though he just said bodies, he ain't put no names on it. He ain't put no dates on it or anything like that. But just to even say that, knowing you just left a federal penitentiary, that's wild, brother. That's wild. And ain't nobody that loved him say, bruh, take that down. What is you doing, bruh? You tripping. You don't be talking about that type of stuff. Yeah, we chopper gang. We got a lot of bodies up under our belt. We got a graveyard, but we don't need you to be putting that out there. Oh, my fault. You can't talk to the leader like that because he the leader. You can't tell the leader what to do because he is the leader. He got that bag. So, you know, you let him do whatever he want to do. And that's if he want to get y'all killed or get y'all sent to the penitentiary or whatever. You see? Yeah. We talking about the blind leading the blind. This boy right here talking about bodies. Talking about, you know, he a boss. Talking about, you know, hey, y'all, I want to be an example for y'all to look up to. Nah. I thought gangsters was supposed to be quiet. What we doing? What's going on? Now, before I depart, allow me to say this right here, right? And this right here is my last post, right? But I need y'all to hear the mindset of a backwards thinking gangster. Check it out. In the feds, if you get anything under 10, that's a win. In the feds, if you get anything under 10, that's a win. This boy right here is thinking about going to jail. If you get anything under 10, that's a win, right? This is the mindset of a gangster. This is the mindset of a street guy. I don't mind going to waste my precious time in somebody's prison, state or federal. As long as I get under 10, I won. Backwards. Backwards. But the cold-blooded part about Pooh Shiesty's situation now, yeah, it ain't gonna be no under 10, playboy. No, ain't gonna be no under 10. So what that mean, y'all? I need everybody to say it with me. You ain't win this time, boy. You done lost. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.